Welcome back to the Lone Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. Yes, I am the Lone Ranger. Hope you're enjoying this weekend. Lots of things to do out there, folks. You got to get the yard cleaned up, and you got to fix that broken thing that your wife's been after you about for the last 6 months. Come on, get out there and get it. Come on. I got some honeydews to do myself. But in the meantime, let's talk about what's going on in the real estate market. So I can tell you right now that the real estate market has picked up nicely. Buyers are jumping in the market, jumping in right now. My contracts are way up, way up right now for new purchases. And not as much new construction as I would have thought, but a lot of new purchases. Buyers are out there, they're willing to make a deal, man. They are working hard to make deals. So, anyway, if you are thinking about purchasing a home, let's talk about the opportunities. Right now, there's more inventory on the market than there has been in over 15 years. That means buyers are in control because you have more selection. But since there's more selection, sellers have to get more realistic about price. So they work a little bit better on price. So all of you that have been sitting on the fence waiting for interest rates to hit 3.25% again, it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. Not in your lifetime. Even no matter what. The only reason you have to understand that we had interest rates as low as we did was because the U.S. government was buying the mortgage-backed securities. When they quit buying mortgage-backed securities, interest rates went to a normal interest rate. Well, they know better than that now because what they did during COVID to stimulate the market actually ended up hurting the market even worse. It hurt it even worse. Why? It stimulated at the time, but now nobody's been buying or selling since then. When I say nobody, it's been a reduction of the market, and that's not healthy. Big swings up and down aren't great. Yes, people were, buying houses like crazy during COVID, but then as soon as the government quit buying mortgage-backed securities, it put a halt to it, and real estate really came to a halt, and that's not healthy for anybody. At the end of the day, if my industry, real estate, is doing well, everyone's doing well. When my business is cooking, like people are buying like crazy, selling like crazy, everyone is making money. The economy is doing well, not only right here, but globally. When our industry, my real estate industry, is doing well, other countries benefit from that. Everybody benefits from a good economy. And you know what? We've had it long enough. I mean, ever since COVID, the economy's been kind of crappy, right? Since February of 2022, hadn't been good. Trump's going to straighten that business out. He already is. This week, we saw some rallies on the stock market because of the agreement they're making with China on the tariffs. This is starting to happen. Things are making moves. People are getting back into the market. Then we've got those move up buyers, people that owned a home. They had an interest rate of 2.5%, 3.5%, 4.5%. And they were like, I don't want to go to a 7.75% or a 7.5% or an 8% interest rate. Well, now they're not 8%. Now they're not 7.5%. Now they're not 7%. Now you can get rates in the mid to high 6s. You're not going to see the 5s anytime soon. And if you wait too long, that price of the house is going to continue to go up. Even though we are in a buyer's market, we're still seeing 3 to 6% appreciation. That's a healthy appreciation. So what are you going to do? You're going to sit on the sidelines, let life pass you by? You're going to be a tenant on this planet? You're going to stay in that house that you've outgrown, and you got 3 kids and another one on the way, and you got a boy and a girl living in the same bedroom? You got to get a new house, man. You got to get a bigger place. It's time. My neighbors, Ashley and Steve across the street, they've outgrown their house. They had 2 boys, then they had surprise twins on top of it. And they're growing. They got to get a bigger house, so they're going to have to renovate and build onto it. If you want to keep the house you're in and there's enough room to renovate it, I can do a full renovation for you. We can put on a second story. We can expand the front, expand the back. That's what I did with my house when I built it. I bought a little College Park house, chopped the roof off, and rebuilt the whole doggone thing. Now I got a big house. Now Mama and I are probably thinking about selling that in the next 5 years. By the way, I got a beautiful rental property over in Daytona that my tenant just moved out, been there for a year and a half. It's fully furnished, $2,599 a month, fully furnished, 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. If you're interested, let me know. I'm looking for a really good tenant for it. It just became vacant and it's all ready to go. So anyway, back to the market. The buyers are out there. They're making deals right now. I mean, I bet you I had 6 contracts come in over the weekend. 5 of them actually went through. The other one backed out because of a roof inspection. But I mean, that's healthy. I mean, every day I got 4 or 5 new people coming in, 4 or 5 new people coming in. It is a healthy market. It's not booming by any means, but it's healthy. So if you are sitting on the sidelines and you'd really like to buy a home, why don't you stop thinking about it and let's do it? Use your tax refund, borrow from your parents, get a gift from mom and dad, get a gift from grandma and grandpa, pull money out of your 401k, but do something. Don't sit on your 401k money that's making you 4.5% when you could be buying a home. It makes no sense. Borrow from it. You don't have to withdraw from a 401k always. You can sometimes borrow from it. If that's what you seek to do and you would like some help, call me, Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger. You can reach me in Orlando at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or go to webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. Or call me from my Tampa number at 813-213-4009. Maybe refinancing is in your picture. Maybe you'd like to consolidate debt. I help people every day consolidate their debt in all 50 states, by the way, all 50 states. So you want to consolidate debt? Now may be a great time to do it. I had a client recently, Julie. She called me. She had a 3.5% 30-year fixed rate on her house, didn't want to refinance it, wanted a home equity line of credit, needed 25 grand to fix her house up. But I looked at her debt and I'm like, wow, you got a lot of other debts. She goes, I know. I said, well, me giving you another 25 grand is going to add another $350 to your debt. When I added up all her debt, she had $5,000 worth of debt, but she didn't want to refi and do a consolidation. So I worked up the numbers for her anyway, because I knew it was the right thing to do. And I presented it to her. I could then have no debt, no car payments, no credit cards, give her 25,000 to do her upgrades. Everything is paid off but her mortgage. But her mortgage payment went from 1,500 to 2,500. But remember, her total debt was 5,000. Now it's 2,500. So she was thrilled to death with that. We closed. She called me up after I was talking to her, and she's like, the only thing I kind of didn't really like is the fact that I had to put my cars into the loan to consolidate it. And I don't want to pay my cars over 30 years. I'm like, Julie, you don't need to. I just saved you $2,500 a month. Throw the $2,500 a month back into your mortgage and you have no mortgage in 8.3 years. 8.3 years, free and clear. Now you have no car payment, no credit card. You had your house improved and you have no mortgage in 8.3 years. And she was retiring in 10. She goes, I know, but I sure did like saving the 2,500 a month. And I'm like, well, how about save $500 a month and put $2,000 a month toward your mortgage extra, and it pays off in 10 years, right when you retire. She's like, that's what I'm going to do, Bruce. That's what you do. And that's the advice you're going to get here. You're going to get true and accurate, honest advice. I will never, ever, ever, ever lead you down the wrong path. I won't tell you to do something I wouldn't do myself. I won't tell you to do something that I wouldn't tell my kids to do. I'm going to tell you that the advice that I give you will be from my heart. You will not get incorrect advice. If I don't know the answer, I'm going to tell you I don't know the answer, or I'm not the right guy. I had a guy asking me the other day, listens to my radio show, came into my office twice, wanting me to give him information how he could get the county to change his zoning and let him put something in on one of his properties that he had. And I'm like, it's out of my wheelhouse. Well, how do I put a laundromat in there? I'm like, I don't know. I'm a residential lender. It's not me. You want to know about laundromats, doctor's offices? I don't do them. You want to know about buying, selling homes? I know how to do it really well. All right. So let's switch gears here and move on to the Fed. So the Fed decided not to drop interest rates. I'm so happy to hear that. I don't think they're going to drop interest rates in June. I think we have right now, we're sitting at about an 87% chance that they are going to drop them in July, probably a quarter point. Personally, I don't want the Fed to drop the Fed rate. I don't like Fed drop rates. And here's why. First of all, you have to understand that the Fed drops Fed rates to stimulate the economy. And when they do that, it does its job. It stimulates the economy. When that happens, the stock market rallies, but it sucks the energy out of the bond market. Well, what do you think mortgages are tied to? Treasury bonds, 10-year, 30-year treasury bonds. I'm telling you, it's the worst thing for mortgages. Every time the Fed drops the Fed rate, mortgage rates go up. So I don't want them to touch the Fed rate. Let them go down on their own. Mortgage rates will go down on their own. As soon as we start really getting this inflation under control, you're not going to have a problem with interest rates. And leave it up to your President Trump. He's going to get inflation under control. The guy is a machine. I don't think he sleeps. I don't know what he does, but he is an absolute machine. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't know how he does it, but he must be up night and day, day and night. I don't know what Melania is doing over there, but something to keep this guy moving along. But thank God we have President Trump. God bless America for President Trump. I know I got a lot of Democrat friends out there, and I got some good friends that are Demis. Okay. But the fact of the matter is, you've been taught by the liberal media to believe what you believe. And I'm going to tell you, you look back and go, what good happened out of Biden? Nothing. I don't see one thing. And could you imagine what this country would be like if we had Kamala? Oh my God. She doesn't even know how to have a conversation, let alone meet with Saudi Arabia or the prime minister of China or Putin. She doesn't know how to handle those people. She could never handle that. Would have been a disaster. Anyway, this is not a political show, but since it's my show, I can talk about whatever I want to. If you want to talk to me, you got a question for me about financing, purchasing, refinance, home equity line of credit, construction loans, buying a lot, building on a lot, renovating your home, flipping homes, investing in real estate. I teach a leapfrog class. I'll be putting my leapfrog class on in Orlando. So if you want to join my investor workshop, you can register at webringyouhome.com. I should have that up on my website any day now. My name is Bruce Woodburn, and I'm the Loan Arranger. That's what they call me because I'm arranging mortgage loans. That's what I do. You want help? You're a real estate agent. You want to find a real estate agent? I'll connect you with the best real estate agent in the area you want to buy or sell in. And that real estate agent will then contribute toward your closing costs up to 25% of their commission, up to $10,000. It's no brainer. I started this program last year. I connected 97 people with real estate agents, and 98% of the people that I referred closed and loved the real estate agent and got money back in their pocket. It's a no-brainer. You can do it right here. Call the Loan Arranger. Ask me about my Loan Arranger real estate rebate program. Get pre-approved. Go to webringyouhome.com or call my office at 813-213-4009 or Orlando 407-706-3313 or go to webringyouhome.com. It's simple. It's easy. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I will be back in just a few minutes with more of the Loan Arranger radio show. I want to talk about self-employed people. I want to talk about large assets. If you got a lot of assets but no income, I want to show you how I can help you get the mortgage that you want. I've got all kinds of tricks up my sleeve, folks. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. 407-706-3313 or 813-213-4009 or webringyouhome.com. Stay tuned.